Joshua Myers here, and today I got a brand new movie review for you guys. And that is a movie that came out early in 2020 and was one of the last few movies that were released before this pandemic hit. And that is Sonic the Hedgehog from 2020.
With this power, no one can stop me. Howdy, partner! Is this boat missing a head, or does it have two butts?
We only have one chance to stop him.
We're running out of time.
What am I doing?
That was an illegal left, by the way. Incoming! Oh! How are you not dead? I have no idea!
Sonic the Hedgehog, rated PG.
Sonic the Hedgehog stars James Marsden, Jim Carrey, Ben Schwartz, Tika Sumpter, and is directed by Jeff Fowler. The plot of Sonic the Hedgehog is that it focuses on a super-powered hedgehog called Sonic, who races to save the world and stop the evil genius Dr. Robotnik, portrayed by Jim Carrey, from world domination. Now, before I get on with this review, I would like to say that I have no experience with Sonic as a property. I didn't grow up with the Sonic the Hedgehog games or any of the cartoons or anything like that. So I'm trying to go into this as completely unbiased as humanly possible, and just judge this film as it's on its own, and just judge this film on its own merits. The pacing is actually not that bad. It's like almost like it's an hour and 30 something minutes, and it just doesn't feel like that. It flies by like that. So if you just want something to put on that just flies by really fast, then this could be a movie for you. And I will say this, in terms of the acting, the standout actor for me would probably have to be Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik, or also known as Dr. Eggman. He was hilarious in this. Okay, not hilarious, he did make me chuckle a bit, but still more funny than any of the other actors, I must admit, which I'll get into my mixed thoughts because they do have some mixed thoughts on this movie. I think that's about it, is the pacing, and even that's kind of iffy, which I'll discuss in my mixed aspects. Honestly, that should have been put on the mixed aspects, but I'll get more into why in that category. And the only positive is Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik, because he seemed like he was the only actor who seemed to have legit fun in this movie. Like, he seemed to have a blast in that role, and you could clearly tell on screen he just was enjoying himself with this role. So, and I did felt that through his performance. But honestly, for me, that's it with my positives. And I really have some mixed thoughts on this movie, so let's get right into them. Honestly, for me, one of the things I'm mixed on with the film is the pacing of the movie. And the reason why I'm mixed on it is because while at the same time it does go by fast, I think it kind of goes a bit too fast, because it seems rather rushed a lot of times, and especially in areas where I think it needed to slow down, actually, to basically help handle character development, the story, and all that different stuff. So I think maybe if the pacing was a bit slower, then this would definitely be up with my positives. But it's just a mixed aspect, because on one hand, I think it went fast enough to where even if the film was bad, at least it went fast enough to where I could just get over it quickly. And the other aspect that I have that I'm mixed on is the acting. Now, while I said Jim Carrey's performance as Dr. Robotnik was pretty good, and he seemed to have a blast, I did laugh a bit, I wasn't laugh out loud, it wasn't funny to the point where I was laughing out loud or anything like that. You know, just a few chuckles here and there, and so just even then it was just an okay performance. But he is a standout by comparison to the other actors in this movie in that regard. He was the most entertaining actor in this movie, I would say. But still, like, you know, compared to even some of other Jim Carrey's work in that, like, I honestly found him funnier in the first Mask movie. But yeah, this, just okay. The other actors, okay. They don't do a horrible job or anything like that. they performed their parts well enough for a story like this, but it's nothing like groundbreaking or anything like that, or outstanding performances, and it's just okay. Other stuff too, the action is okay. I've seen films that have better action than this, but I've also seen films that have worse action than this, so yeah, the music is just okay, just very kind of stock, generic music, and of course artists type songs put into it. The humor is okay for the most part. Comedy, although okay, I forgot to put this in my positive. I will say this without getting into any spoilers. So, well, okay, let's get into spoilers. People have seen this movie already, and it's not much of a spoiler. It's just, but there is a joke in here that was pretty dark in my opinion, and was actually the thing that made me laugh the most out of the entire movie. I was like. Like seriously, it was funny. It was, yeah, like I basically involved James Marsden's character and Sonic and James Marsden's girlfriend or wife or whatever. I think it's his girlfriend or fiance at least. Actually, like go to San Francisco by the end of the film and they had to put Sonic in a bag so that they could access this highly secure building because. Sonic needs these travel rings so he could jump from world to world. He's in this bag and there's two other people standing right next to them, and he's like, you know, inside the bag and everything like that, and they're like, wait, is that your kid in there? It's like, oh, it's not our kid, but it is a kid.
How much longer? I can't breathe in here. Hello? Anybody there?
Do you have your child in that bag?
No. I mean, yes, it's a child, but it's not mine.
It's not your child.
Relax. I'm a cop, okay? Plus, he likes it in there, don't you, buddy?
Why would I like it in here? This is worse than the dog cage you had me in earlier.
Such a kidder.
No, I'm scared of the dark. Is anybody there?
It's like the idea of the fact that they end up thinking that he literally has a stolen child in a bag, suffocating. That actually was pretty hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. But that's the only standout moment in terms of the comedy that made me laugh quite a bit. The other bit of humor was just, again, just okay. Made me chuckle a bit. But that's about it. I feel like, and this goes within my mixed aspects too. Like, this refers back to that, and that is the pacing of the film. They don't give the film enough pacing to help with character development. Like, for example, friendship between James Marsden's character and Sonic. I never really got the fact that they were friends by the end, you know? And that's because it just seemed rushed, essentially. I never really got a full sense of their chemistry or anything like that, you know, or I just think, I don't know what they should have done with that, to be honest, whether they should have had it slower or maybe just done a better job with indicating the fact that they could be friends by the end of the movie. But honestly, for me, I would say that's the real only negative that I have in the film. So with that said, I'm going to give Sonic the Hedgehog a 3 out of 5 stars. Honestly, for me, I think at the end of the day, this is an okay film. You know, I don't see, in terms of like things that could be harmful for kids to watch, I don't see anything really harmful with putting this on for your kids, like no bad messaging or stuff like that. You know, I feel like this would be one of those movies that is just a time waster for your kids, you know, basically to just have them keep quiet for like an hour and a half. You know, you put this on. But there's also nothing in this movie that kids could learn. Like, there's nothing to be learned in this movie, like anything that would be like, oh, I think I've learned something today I think I've learned something of value today. You know, nothing like that. But again, there's nothing harmful in it either. So, I mean, if you just want a film that you could, you know, use to waste time for your kids, you know, to kind of shut them up for an hour and a half, then watch this. And on that too, it's not a bad watch to watch with the family. I think if I had, you know, wife and kids, this would probably be a more fun experience, and I'd probably get a little bit more enjoyment out of it, because, you know, my wife and kids would be watching it, but I don't have a wife and kids, so I watched this as a single adult man watching this kids movie, which, I mean, again, there's some actual terrific kids movies out there. This isn't one of them, but it's not like a bad kids movie either. It's just somewhere in the middle. It's okay. So, I mean, you know, if you guys want to check it out, go ahead. You know, I just didn't found this particularly like an awesome movie or anything like that, or awesome kids movie. So, or even an awesome video game adaptation. Again, probably because of the fact I never grew up with Sonic the Hedgehog. So, I don't really know how that world works necessarily, or any of that stuff, or how faithful this film was to the video games. So yeah, I honestly don't know. The only thing I played of Sonic the Hedgehog was in Super Smash Brothers at times. Like, there would be times I'd pick Sonic to play. But that's about it. So that's it for this review. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time. So that's it for this review. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.